Hello, Seth. It's Carlo. So, as you can see here, this is your Berserk Führer, whatever you want to call it. Right now, it's pretty much been test fitted and assembled, pretty much everything. Um, let's get down to some issues that we want to address. First of all, you said you wanted to have at least the eyes light up. So here's the eye section. Okay, I'll show you how this thing comes apart. This is the cockpit, and normally this is where the pilot would sit in. She would usually go over there. And so I was thinking, if we are going to light up this kit, I'm going to put a small diode SMD LED housing inside the cockpit itself, because that's pretty much the only place you can put an LED to make the lights pipe and light out. So what that means though is that we're gonna have to ignore all the finer details inside the cockpit, like the seat, and actually putting the pilot inside, because that's the only place where the LED can be housed in. So if you put an LED, that means that the pilot cannot sit inside that thing. So we're gonna have to decide if you want more the detail of having a cockpit, a working cockpit, or just lights for the eyes. So that's one thing we're gonna have to consider. And then, so the other issue is that the plastic that makes up the eyes is made out of a clear red LED. I mean, a clear red transparency. So pretty much we're kind of limited by what kind of LEDs we can put here. Either we can only put a red or a white LED. Because, for example, here I've got an LED unit. This is just a sample with a bulb. If we put a light in it to make, the eyes shine, we can either only put white or red. I'm more partial to putting a red LED, because the transparency will kind of carry over with the light. So, whatever type of LED we put here, green, red, blue, it'll just turn out red anyway because of the transparency of the clear plastic. You see? It's just gonna make it red anyway. So we're really limited to the choices we have here. So it's either red or white, as can be seen here. I have a red LED somewhere here, but it'll take me a while to pull it out. If you really want to see it, I'll make another video or a picture with a red LED. But yeah, that's pretty much the issue we have to address. So again, it's up to you to decide. I mean, I'm partial. I'm okay with anything. So if you want to do a cockpit, we can do it with a detailed cockpit. Or if we want to do LED, I can give it a shot and give us an LED feature for this kit. The other issue though is that the head doesn't really have any space for a power supply. I can't put a battery in here because it still has other things to go with it, like the opening mouth. This one I don't want to sacrifice because it's pretty much a cool feature of the kit. So I want the mouth to still open and close. So we can't really, there's no space here for an LED inside the head unit itself. The neck has a lot of articulation too, so I don't want to sacrifice that and drill holes in it or bore a cavity in there so that just to put a battery, because it's a essential part of the kit assembly. So we're not going to be able to, well, I'm not going to be able to put an LED there, or I won't be comfortable putting a battery source there. The only place I can think of that where we can actually put a battery that I feel is the Zoid core. So just below the collar of the Berserk, there houses the Zoid core of the kit. So here, it's easy to come out and apart, and there's a space there, which is actually this thing, the Zoid core. It should be enough space for me to, this is a battery holder. There should be enough space for me to put a battery where the Zoid core used to be. So I can shave off this section, the black section here. It's not visible from the outside when everything's put together, but then so I can cut off this part, and in its place I will put a battery compartment. That way, when the lights from the eyes run out, the power, we can just easily swap out, take the Zoid core out, replace the battery. It's the same battery we've been always using in your kits, the CR1220, and then, you know, put it back in and put it. But the caveat to that is that you won't be able to have the Zoid core anymore in the kit. So this thing, the Zoid core, it's going to be, you know, we can paint it up and detail it up, but it'll be displayed outside the kit. You know, you can just put it in your palm, and then and then we'll just use the housing to mount the battery and hide, so that once the battery is here like this, something like this, this isn't exact to scale, but this is pretty much the idea. The battery will be here, and then we can pop that back into the main Zoid unit over here. It'll use, like, you know, slip back in. Oop. It's taking me a while. It's hard to get the angle. Come on, buddy, fit in. There you go. So yeah, the Zoid core battery will be here, and then I'll run like small tracks of wire below the neck towards the back so that it reaches the housing unit of the cockpit, and that's how pretty much I'm figuring lighting up this thing. I mean, that's the spitballing here. That's the idea and the concept that I want to try. So as you can see, it's pretty difficult with this kit because there's a lot of articulation. I mean, you know, it's a Zoid, it's a dinosaur. It's supposed to be bending, twisting, and, you know, it's not like a Star Wars kit that it's pretty much just a static kit. This thing's got a lot of posability, so it's up to you how much how important the eyes are for you. That will have to sacrifice a bit of, you know, features and gimmicks of the kit, but, you know, anything's possible, and I'll try my best to do whatever you want. So it's really up to you and how far and how much you want to do about the kit. So basically that's it. I'm waiting for your go ahead and what you decide to do, because that's the first thing I have to do. If we're going for LEDs, I'm going to have to figure out and drill some holes here before I start painting the inner skeleton and figuring out our paint scheme. So before we even talk about what kind of paint scheme we'll finally have with this thing, we need to decide on the LEDs, and then I'll have to start working on the skeleton. So this is, again, another long project. I mean, you know, I hope you can bear with me and, you know, be patient. It's gonna take a while. You're the focus though, so I mean, you know, I've got other kits on my back burner, but for now you're my priority, and getting this done as fast as I can to get it to you will be my main, you know, my main focus. So that's it. I mean, you know, keep in touch, let me know what you think. I'm always open to ideas, so, you know, I'm not gonna shoot down any ideas you want. If there's something you want to do, we'll try and work on it, okay? So that's that, buddy. All right, let me know.